we keep talking about why they didn't draft an offensive tackle. How do you not take an offensive tackle? It's your biggest need. You're just going to give the job to McGlinchey's backup? Really?
Right.
And there's like a million different reasons and motivations. Me and my dad went like full psychological. Like, what does it say about Kyle's deep down nature? I
Yeah.
think there's probably a financial reason here. Can you
Yeah.
explain that? Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this because, all right, so yes, drafting who we did at 3 in this year's draft was a bit rich, right? However, and there was an immediate need, right?
Mhm.
And I remember us going back and forth where I couldn't really articulate how on a team like us, you cannot draft somebody in the 3rd round if you really don't think that they're going to be a contributor, right? And if we're parsing out our track and what we did at right tackle is we went the traditional route. We drafted a top 10 pick. We brought him in, and he wasn't exactly what we expected him to be. But also, and what hurts you is what we see on the field, which is production. We see the pass play and all of that. But what really sucks is it kills our bottom line because he's locked into a certain price point where he's got to get paid less than what he's producing at. And I think that the Niners are a little bit shell-shocked from that endeavor with dealing with Mike. Not only that, but he's not producing to the money that he's being paid. And then when you've coached him up just enough for him to be adequate, he goes and hits the market for more money than he's worth or you can afford anyway. That had to suck. And if I'm a money guy, that had to suck having to stomach that. And in my mind, if we're looking at the draft and we're saying to ourselves, man, why would we go and get somebody that we know we're not going to get starting potential out of in this round, but we're going to have to pay him once we coach him up. And then we're going to have to fight him in the market once he gets out the free agency versus
and we'll be disappointed with him the entire time.
And yes, and then we got to smile through it the whole time, right?
Hey, he got thrown on his back twice in this game, but we didn't lose. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We still like him.
Yeah, and I think that they went through that, and then on top of it, the player had a hard time ingesting how he was being scrutinized. So then I feel like they had to really wrap their arm around him. And
why are people? I think the media is taking shots at him. Like, okay,
no, they're not.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? People are just saying what they see.
Real life. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And sometimes it breaks through and you feel it because you know it's true. So I feel like in certain ways, the Niners had to say to themselves, all right, if we're going to reach, why don't we reach on a guy and a position that's manageable? Something that we can control down the line. So if Latu pops, right, what we
still
expect
not expensive.
To be, he's still affordable. Not expensive. Right?
Same with Moody.
Same with Moody. We can get
just
rid of him.
Kicker.
But if
he could be the best kicker in the freaking league, still affordable.
Exactly.
Still affordable.
We can afford him. But if we draft this
same with safety too. Safety, tight end, kicker. 3 affordable positions in round 3. That's very interesting.
And if you think about what they did at right tackle, very affordable. Undrafted free agent. I mean, signed him for a song. You know what I mean?
Joey Fisher. Joey Fisher. Yep.
So I think it was $135K. So yeah. So
look, I'm sure the long snapper Tabor Pepper has more money guaranteed coming his way than Joey Fisher. Yeah.
So from a talent standpoint, I feel like we're betting on ourselves. We're betting on our building, what's inside of our building to get these guys ready, Coach Forrester, and to coach up what we need. But I also kind of feel like, we're kind of antique shopping. We're kind of like thrifting. Right. Let's kind of repurpose this. We don't got to pay full price for this down the road when we can repurpose it here. And
it's like you already tried to get the premier right tackle. Like, did McGlinchey checked every box that they could possibly want from a right? I mean, he was top 10 pick. You took him with the 9th pick, and you took him over Derwin James and Minka Fitzpatrick and all these guys. He's what you wanted. He ended up getting a huge contract from another team, but it didn't work out. He was a massive disappointment. He wasn't worth the draft slot. He wasn't worth your time or your money. So what do? Oh, since we've been working around a stiff at right tackle for 4 or 5 years anyway, we'll just get another. I'm not going to call Colt McKivitz a stiff, but we'll take the stiff's backup, pay him nothing, and feel like
he's affordable.
At least he's affordable. At least
right?
he's affordable. Yep.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did that at this position with that in mind. I mean, it would have been on my mind if I had to stomach all of that. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's like having a woman, you know what I'm saying? Having somebody you date, you know she ain't worth it, and then she cheats on you and gets with somebody better. You're like, Jesus Christ, I gave you the shot. How do I believe me? Like, I gave you the shot, and you went off and got something better than me. Ain't that some shit?
So
like,
let me ask you a question. Do you think this is the Niners' new strategy? Like, look, we can't afford 2 high-paid offensive linemen. We tried to take an offensive lineman in the first round. That didn't work out. Let's just go as cheap as possible at right tackle for the foreseeable future. So if McKivitz plays well for a year, go get money elsewhere. We got Nick Sakel waiting, or Joey Fisher waiting in the wings.
Well,
so
I mean, it's in theory, it sounds, you can say that it's nice as a theory and say that you did it on purpose. I think the Niners are really good at that, claiming ideas that kind of fall into their favor.
We've been planning this for 4 years. No,
yeah,
it's been something you've been doing for 3 weeks.
Exactly. I think it's a plan of necessity. They have to do it. And a part of it is by way of success. They drafted so well. We don't have as many players as we do on one roster if we don't draft some of these guys. We just can't acquire all of these guys. Their money, you have to look at it like this. If we have a team that develops as many players as we do, then you have to get over the fact that we have a lot of players that are underpaid. You have to understand that. And sooner or later, when it's time for them to get paid, they're either going to get paid here or they're going to leave. That's what it is. That's what happens when you develop a player. On the bright side, it's, oh man, look at how much development we're getting over for what we got for them. But on the back end, that bill is running, and they know that it's time for me to get paid.
I have a theory. I love this topic. I just feel like the right tackle position is similar to the quarterback position in the 49ers' minds in this sense.
Okay.
Mediocre right tackles get paid way more than they should. Mediocre quarterbacks get paid way more than they should. Weren't McGlinchey and Jimmy kind of similar?
True.
Everyone said they're not as bad as they say. Look at how much money they make. They're going to get rewarded. And that was all true, but it's like they're mediocre and you should not be spending that much money. So it's like, hey, you know, if we've been winning with mediocre quarterback play and mediocre right tackle play the last 4 years, let's just not pay for it. Let's just get rid of Jimmy and bring in Brock. And it's like, hey, he's a little bit better or whatever, and it's way cheaper. Let's get rid of Mike and promote Colton and be like, 6'1", half dozen the other. He's way cheaper. Who cares? Maybe that's how they're feeling, man.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree. And the reason why I don't agree with you is you don't purposely put somebody mediocre at a spot. You want to put the best guy there. It's
true.
Right?
It's true.
I feel
it's just that the Niners kind of suck at drafting and developing quarterbacks and offensive linemen.
All right. Yeah. So,
but
I'll say this. I just think the Mike McGlinchey experience taught them that we tried to push the easy button with a pick and just get a guy in there who we thought could just get it done. And that bit us. Yeah. So let's go with what we know. Let's develop. I mean, if you think about it, who on this roster gave us instant production? Like they didn't have to be developed. They were just plug and play. Who was plug and play here? Maybe Nick? Maybe?
Yeah.
Nick was plug and play. Everybody else, if you think about it.
They tried to pretend that McGlinchey was, but.
No. If you think about all of the draft picks, everybody had to be in some way, shape, or form developed. They had to be brought into a certain level, and they played their way. So
Fred Warner and Kittle played right away on bad teams, but they were not nearly what they are today. No.
They
were not really impact players.
George and Fred played in an atmosphere that Trey should have been in.
Right. A team that was sort of, getting its feet underneath it.